Time for the next step. Okay, for this one, you can use utility gloves. Give me a medium. What can we use an NG2 for?
For giving food?
For feeding? What else?
Medication?
Oh, that's my suction. That's my lube.
Oh, is this your lube? Good, 'cause I thought it was a lube.
What else? Giving meds, food. What else?
For decompress?
For decompressing the stomach. What else?
Lavage?
Lavage.
Lavage?
What does that mean? That means somebody overdoses. We need to suck the stuff out, right? Somebody that's just had stomach surgery, maybe their gut's not working yet. Decompress the stomach means that it's getting gassy and it's out to here. So you got to put down an NG tube to release all that gas. People that can't swallow, they're on a ventilator, we'll do an NG tube for feeding, for meds. So there's a lot we can do with it, right? Is it a sterile procedure?
No.
No. Our food isn't sterile. First thing you do is your NG tube. This right here is your connector. You need this if you're going to hook your patient to suction or if you're going to clamp it. If you're going to feed your patient, you don't need this connector, but we leave it at the bedside, okay? So the first thing is we're going to get it down. So we measure to the tip of the nose, to the tip of the ear, to the xiphoid process. The xiphoid process is at the bifurcation. See the bifurcation right there? You move it up. Now you can have this a horrible experience or you can have this a not so pleasant experience. It's going into your stomach, right? So if you advance it when they're swallowing, then it kind of goes in easier. You don't want to do traumatic where they're fighting you. So I try to find out which nose is better. That one, okay. And you want to do chin to chest because that'll help close off the trachea and open the esophagus. Now, I want you to take a sip of water, okay? And when I tell you to drink, I need you to drink. Here, you help me with my water. All right, here we go. Okay, give me a sip of water. Okay, swallow. Good. Okay. Swallow. Very good. Okay. Let him breathe for just a minute. Okay, now one more. Swallow. Good. Now when I had measured, I measured to 55. This has little measurings on it. Right there.
You'll be all right.
My glasses are there. I can't really see, but I would have them on in the pocket. So y'all got that? How can I verify placement?
An X-ray.
Exactly. So before I feed him, if my doctor has ordered me to feed him, I cannot feed him until I get an X-ray confirmation that it's in the correct place. Right? Do not, did y'all see me let go of that tube? I did not let go of that tube because it'll come out. Now, the doctor has ordered it to suction, okay? I just hook it to here. I want it in the green zone, so dial me down just a little bit. Perfect. This is the suction. This is going to decompress the stomach. This is going to get the poisons out. This is going to keep the stomach empty. Okay? Y'all see this blue port? What goes down this blue port?
Air.
Right. So did we put anything down this blue port? Do we put meds down the blue port? Do we put feeding down the blue port? Do we hook the blue port to suction? No, because we don't want it, somebody said like a vacuum seal. We don't want this NG tube to vacuum seal your stomach, do we? We want continuous air to go in so that our stomach doesn't collapse around the NG tube and get a big old ulcer. Am I right? So nothing goes in this blue port. So what goes in the blue port?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. Now the doctor has ordered me to feed my patient. So I'm going to do bolus feeding. You can do continuous feeding or you can do bolus feeding. Bolus feeding is feeding like us. Like, do y'all eat continuously?
No.
We normally eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, maybe a snack.
Some days.
Right, I'm about to say.
So that would be doing it by syringe.
Oh,
Okay, so when we do our bolus feeding, I've already verified placement. The first thing I'm going to do is do what? Before I put any food into the stomach, what's the first
clear the
thing?
line.
I've already checked placement with an x-ray. What's the second thing I'm going to do?
You can take some food out.
And that's called checking,
Residual.
checking residual. What does checking residual mean? Yeah, well, if I pull this out, and I fed him 240 milliliters 6 hours ago, and I pull out 240 milliliters, am I going to give him another 240 milliliters on top of that? So I want to make sure that he's digesting his food, right? So that's what residuals. So I'm going to put it in there, and I'm going to pull. Sometimes I can get 10, sometimes I can get 20, that's fine. But if I'm filling up 2 or 3 syringes of feeding, then I've got a problem. I need to hold that feeding, and I need to call the doctor. Y'all with me? Okay, so I checked my residual. I am doing okay on that. I got 20 mils of residual. Now I need to feed him. When you feed your client, don't force it. Use gravity. It'll go in. So I'm just going to get my can of Ensure and pour it in my syringe. And let it go in. Right? When I finish, I have to clamp it. I don't want to hook it to suction, do I? Because that would suck out all the food I just gave him. So I need to clamp it until his next feeding. So I need to let that food absorb. So this is how I clamp it. So when you do check off, I may say put an NG tube to suction. I may say do a bolus feed for an NG tube. I may say clamp an NG tube. So it'll be one of those things. Any questions about that?
Do we rinse after we feed or no?
Yes, you do. Okay. I think that's a great comment because the food is like cement, and it really sucks when you go in to do your next feeding and you can't get anything in this tube because it's hardened so bad that it blocks up all the holes, and you got to pull this out and do another NG tube. They're not real happy with me. And and if you think about when you eat, you drink when you eat, right? So we always kind of want to give something to drink when we eat. So normally I will flush before the feeding, and then I'll flush after the feeding. And you'll have an order, like maybe 100 mils of water every 6 hours. Anything else? To take it out, you want to have your pillow because it's going to come out with snot. All right, Mr. Jones, I'm going to pull out your NG tube. Deep breath in. You ready? Okay, I know it. Ugh. Okay. Oh, good job. Maybe you can take it. face twice. There you go. And then we throw it away. No questions?
Yeah.